look what just came from Toastmaster. My goodness, it's a free pass. And it says, here is your free pass to any Toastmaster meeting in the world. How many of you out there travel? Raise your hand. Oh, quite a few of you. Well, after that day of out with those business meetings and out sightseeing, do you have a nice dinner, go back to the hotel, and watch television? I hope not. I learned a long time ago that we all as Toastmasters have a free pass to enjoy Toastmastering in different ways. Going to a different meeting, I learned 3 different things. First of all, I always meet new friends at Toastmaster meetings. You know how to act. You're a Toastmaster. You fit right in. Secondly, when you're at a Toastmaster meeting, you may learn something that they're doing a little bit differently that you've never seen before. You can take that back home with you and share that with the rest of your people. Thirdly, often you might be the spark to help a new Toastmaster make that transition and learn how to do it right. I took my free pass to Omaha, Nebraska. I had a business meeting on a Monday, but I arrived Sunday night with nothing to do. So I looked up on the internet and found that there was a meeting going on next morning, 6:30. So I woke up bright and early and I drove right to the meeting. It was at a motel restaurant in Red Oak, Iowa. I walked in and walked up right to the table and said, I'm a Toastmaster. Is this Toastmasters? Can I join you? And they, of course, said, sit right down. There were the usual questions. Where are you from? San Francisco. What are you doing out here? I am out here as a cultural liaison between our Japanese engineers from Japan and our engineers at an electrical site over here being constructed. At that point, this woman next to me said, you mean Omaha? You drove from Omaha? That's 2.5 hours. And it was. At that point, the other guy next to me said, that sounds like a table topic. Get up! And I did. It was absolutely wonderful because I knew what to do and we had a lot of fun. You don't often think about it, but that's what happens when you go to a club and make new friends. It's interesting too, sometimes you're going to learn something different. On another occasion, I was in Indianapolis, Indiana. I was actually training some people for our company, so I took one of our non-Toastmasters with me to this meeting. We were the only guests, and 17 members were there. With my free pass, we got in. So I saw something very unusual. The speaker, the Toastmaster, was actually using the meeting as a training medium. His agenda was based on the training Evaluate to Motivate module. Every transition for every speech, he talked about some part of evaluation. So at the end of the meeting, not only had he completed the meeting and his agenda, but he'd actually performed a full training. I'd never seen this done before. I figured I'm going to take that back to my club. Now, the man I took with me, the non-Toastmaster, he actually got up and did an impromptu speech. I of course, well, I won the impromptu speech and got the blue ribbon. Of course, Toastmasters isn't just about ribbons and awards. Toastmasters is about changing the lives of other people. In another opportunity, I was in Danville, California, and with my free pass, I went to another club, sat down, joined in. Next to me was a young man who was ruminating over the fact that he was going to give his first speech, the icebreaker, the one that we use to get to know speakers about. What am I going to talk about? He said to me. I go, why? He says, well, I don't have anything. I'm boring. And I said, well, do you have a hobby? Yes, I run. I'm actually going to be running in the Bay to Breakers, the marathon in San Francisco. And I said, well, why don't you tell us about that? Tell us about your run. Tell us about how you came running past the artists in the Sausalito Bay and they were painting the pictures of the boats and how you saw that. Tell us about how you crossed across the Golden Gate Bridge and you looked down at the ships passing underneath you thinking, where are they going? Tell us about your running and coming to the dreaded Hayes Street Hill where when you got to the top and you looked over and you could see the finish line as you went down the other side. Tell us about that. And he did. And it was wonderful. It was his passion, and he communicated it very well. I know that he had it within him. He could have probably done it just as well had I not been there. But I like to think that I sparked him just enough so that he was able to take it and make it into the speech he wanted it to be. It made a difference. And Toastmasters, you can make a difference too. Don't sit in your hotel room watching television. Get out and meet with your family, the people that are new to you that you know are going to accept you right off the bat, other Toastmasters. You're going to learn something new, and you're going to have an opportunity perhaps to change the life of another new Toastmaster, and maybe even help a club. You know, after all, you have a free pass too.